Hey everybody, David Ron here from Alcons Audio. We're here at the Cedia 2024 show. I'm going to take a guess and say this is maybe our 6th or 7th Cedia show. Alcons Audio is a Dutch loudspeaker system manufacturer. We really have focused traditionally on the professional market and have had a lot of success in everything from concert touring to cinema to performing arts centers, opera halls, schools, churches, things like that. But our success in the past decade in the post-production mix environment has led us to the high-end home theater market. So that's why we're here at the Cedia show. We're showing off some new technology, some new pieces in the line, new electronics. So we're really excited about the show. Yesterday we had great attendance in our demo room. We're going to take you in there, show you what's going on in there, get a listen to the new crmsQ. This is our new screen channel line source modular system. And I'll give you the rundown on that as well. But we've got our whole team here. We've got Pauline from the US Operations Office. We've got Tom Back. He's our managing director and the founder of the company. We've got Walter Fortmüller. His company is called Zenzuru, but he's our partner in design and system optimization for all of our high-end home theaters and post-production facilities. So he's here as well. Partners in our cinema system demo room are Storm Audio. We're using one of their high-end systems. We've got a nice Christie 415 Mark II projector. We've got Mad VR video processing as well. We've got Dream Screen, Studio X1 screen. So a lot of really nice things coming together to provide a really good demonstration of our home theater Dolby Atmos multi-channel systems in conjunction with the brand new crmsQ line source system. I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive into the new product and technology that we're showing at the expo here in our home theater demo space. So this is the new crmsQ. CRMS stands for Cinema Reference Monitor System, and this is basically what we're putting into high-end post-production facilities, mixed stages, dub stages, all kinds of professional applications, as well as the high-end residential home theater market. This is a true line source system incorporating 2 of our 12-inch Pro Ribbon drivers. There's 4 6.5-inch woofers in there in a coaxial arrangement. The baffle for the 2 12-inch ribbons can actually be pivoted left and right, and you'll see that in our room because with the screen that we're using, it's so big, we had to put our left-right channels to the outside of the screen, and so to make it really all fit and cover properly, we took advantage of that waveguide that has that rotatable component to it. So really excited about this. We've already got advanced orders going into some fancy high-end home theaters. Modular system. In here you'll see them stacked as 2 tall. The first project we're doing is going to be 3 tall, left, center, right. So yeah, that's the new crmsQ. Very excited. The response has been phenomenal. So we'll take you inside as well and you get a look and a listen to that system too. My name is David Ron. I am the North American Sales Manager for Alcons Audio. Alcons Audio is a Dutch loudspeaker system manufacturer. We're based about 40 minutes north of Amsterdam. We generally, historically, have focused on the professional market. So brand has been around for a little over 20 years. We've had our US office now for 13 years. And we've been involved in the high-end residential segment for, I'd say, around 6-7 years, including COVID time. Crazy. What's really unique about us, and I'm going to try and trim this presentation down. I could go forever, but I want to set apart, what's unique about the brand. And it really does come down to the Pro Ribbon transducer technology. If we look at high-frequency transducers that are used in a variety of applications, be it studio monitors, near-field systems, all the way up to large-format compression drivers used in concert applications, there's a lot of things that are very constant about those systems, things like power handling specifications. So a typical compression driver or tweeter is going to have a 1-to-2 RMS to peak power handling ratio. So that means a 50-watt driver will handle 100-watt peaks. The AES Standards Committee says you must survive a 20 millisecond burst to have your peak power as that rated output. For us, it's a 1-to-15 RMS to peak power. So this 50-watt driver will handle 800-watt peaks. We actually test to 10 times the required length, 200 milliseconds. So the bottom line is our transducers are incredibly robust. In the 12 years that we've had our US office, we've not had a single high-frequency driver failure in pro or residential. And this is unheard of. This is really kind of a paradigm shift from what we're used to with respect to stability and dynamic capacity for a high frequency driver. The other thing that's really notable is that these drivers at their extreme output stay very low in distortion, whereas tweeters, compression drivers, when you get close to that rated output, you're going from 10 to 20 to 40% distortion sometimes. And that really wreaks havoc on your perception and the experience that you have, whether it be in a cinema or a live concert application. This technology scales up from our near-field monitors all the way to the concert world. We just had our first concert at Red Rocks with one of our large format touring line array systems. So we're really making a lot of progress in the market. This category is a really fun one because, when we talk about our studio and post-production customers, they have a budget they have to work with, they do this and that, but we've got some really fun projects going on with very high-end home theaters where they're doing it right. They're doing all the acoustics right. They're putting in all the right tools, building from the ground up with the intention of just having the best overall experience. So a really exciting time for us to get into this. In our room today, we're using our brand new crmsQ. So this is a true line source screen channel system. It's modular. In each one of these modules, you've got 2 of our 12-inch Pro Ribbon drivers, 4 6.5-inch woofers, 2 of them for the left, 2 for the center, 2 for the right. We've got our CRMS SRHV surround modules. These have a 2-inch ribbon, 6.5-inch woofer. They have a rotatable waveguide. We've got a variety of them in here with different patterns. So we've got a 120 by 90, we've got a 90 by 60. Everything's aimed to the critical listening position, measures really well. The subwoofer system, and Walter's going to talk a little bit more about that. 4 sealed 18s in the front, 4 in the rear. It's a real advanced bass array system that we're doing in here. I'll let him talk about the magic that's going on there. And finally, as far as partners, we've got a Christie projector, Storm audio processing, Dream Screen X1 studio screen. Who am I forgetting? There's Mad VR as well on the projector. And then, of course, our good friend Walter. His company is called Zenzaru. Walter's helped us get into this market. He has his own company that does design and system optimization. So he helps by designing our expo showrooms and optimizing them for us. So I'm going to hand it over to him. He's going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to see some really cool clips. So thank you guys. You guys can pass that around too.
Thank you, David, and welcome. Welcome to our presentation. The immersive experience, I give you a little bit of a different perspective on it. So what makes Alcons so special in actually applying it to a large variety of different rooms, scenarios, applications? Flexibility. My job is all about bringing things into balance and bringing consistency and coherency into your experiences. The bass is always like a weakest link in any given system because the space itself, the room, is determining our bass experience more than the speakers themselves. So a smart way to get around that in small room acoustics is to do a double bass array as a concept. So you have, if you look behind you, you see a stack of 4 subs with the drivers basically put at 25% points across the wall. You have the same assembly here in front of you, behind the screen. What happens is that bass energy propagates from this front array, and usually all our troubles begin when it hits the back wall, because then it reflects back and bounces back, forth and back between all the walls, and you get this inconsistency in bass experience. You get peaks and dips all around you. So wherever you sit, it's a different bass that you are actually listening to. What the rear array does in this case is it cancels out that reflection. So we perfectly time align it and phase align it to cancel out all those reflections. Another smart way to deal with consistency and coherency throughout the listening area, especially in an environment like this, is to apply, for the first time this year, a line source system for our main speakers. For me, as during tuning, the big challenge about that is to integrate it well with point sources. So we have an Atmos layout, we have 9 speakers in the base layer, and you naturally need to blend in this certain well-defined and extremely controlled directivity from a line source, blended in with all the point sources around you with different dispersion characteristics. And also, I mean, a line source like that, the directivity control down low is also becoming a point source in a way, and an omnidirectional bass impulse at some point. To bring all that together, we were quite adventurous and like to demonstrate that all those concepts are basically independent of external processing. So last year we used Trinov's waveforming to do the DBA. For this year, I left everything just the same. It's the exact same layout, and I apply direct art for tuning it. And yeah, the results are just as stunning. The right tool for the job, so you can basically, it just demonstrates that you can approach or achieve all those results independent of the algorithms applied. I would like to show you some clips. Let's have some fun. All my clips are extracted from UHD Blu-ray, so it's just standard consumer content. This is exactly the kind of quality that you can expect from your own collections at home. It's a great year, it's an exciting year for me at least in regards to sound mixing and sound design. So we have great movie releases. The standouts for me are Furiosa and Tune 2 above all. So I will give you that and also mix in some music content to demonstrate not just the unlimited dynamic output in that context, what we try to show here, but also the finesse and the refinement and how revealing a planar driver truly is and how non-fatiguing it is. Please enjoy.
Want to see what this can do?
This concludes the session. Thank you so much for your interest. I hope you enjoyed it.
We're at Cedia. My name is Tom Back from Alcons Audio. I'm involved in the factory headquarters from the Netherlands, where everything is assembled, made, designed, etc. Would like to tell you a bit more about a new development we've got. It's called crmsQ. Of course, Q from the high Q. We've been in line source drivers actually for as ever we started. Actually, the first line source column, module line source column we developed is already 21 years ago actually, called QR36. And actually we wanted to bring the technologies and the unique properties of our Q series we have in the Pro Audio. We want to bring that to the residential market. So here we got crmsQ. This is the pre-production type. This is actually what the production will look like. We're presenting that in the demo room. What's special about it? A number of things. We decided to use our recognized signature RBN technology. It's a Pro Ribbon technology we've been mastering over the last 20 years as an R&D group, actually over the last 40 years. So we have extensive background in that. And actually we're the first company to be able to bring the exact same technology from studio through residential, through cinema, through theater, fixed installations, all the way up to even the largest touring applications with exact same technology. So what you see here is the 1203. It's the 12-inch Pro Ribbon driver from the 03 platform. We have different platforms. Within each platform we have different lengths. So 12-inch stands for the 1203, stands for the 12-inch. And then we got two of those. The important thing about having only two is that we cover the length of about 70 centimeters. We cover that with only 2 drivers. So what we call the active frontal radiation of the system is more than 90%. So more than 90% of the length of the speaker system is producing sound. That is very relevant for the side lobes. So this is creating side lobes because there's less coupling between the drivers. The higher the percentage you have on active frontal radiation, the lower the side lobes, and the side lobes is actually the energy shooting from the array above or below. And that's of course something you really don't want to have, because if you have side lobes shooting upwards, they shoot into the ceiling, reflecting, and you get all sorts of problems with the direct to indirect sound response. So 2 12-inch drivers. Each driver is running from 1000 Hertz to beyond 20,000 Hertz. That's flat frequency response. The power handling is something also very unique. Each driver has about 2000 watt peak power handling. Now that makes the high frequency capability 4000 watts peak power handling. Of course, you're not going to use that in your home theater. Well, I hope not for you, but it shows basically that you have a virtually infinite headroom of the technology. At the same time, they have a very high sensitivity, but what we did is actually to bring the system noise down. And it's very important in a situation where you're in a near field, mid-field listening position, that the actual system noise is lowest as possible. And because we have these high output capabilities, we were able to sacrifice a lot of the output power to bring down the actual system noise level. So that's also very important for the perception of cinema or audio in a near field, mid-field environment. So we couple the 2 12-inch drivers with a new cone driver that we developed. It's a 6.5-inch woofer. We got 4 of those. What is unique about it, that the 6.5-inch drivers have 2 coils. It's not a dual coil motor structure, but it has 2 coils. One is the active coil connected to the cone as you know, electrodynamic transducer works. The secondary coil is stationary in the gap, and it's connected to a capacitor on the back of the speaker. So what basically happens is that it takes away the inductance that the speaker is generating while it's moving. And taking away the inductance means that it's taking away a lot of distortion. So Alcons audio in any application is all about super low distortion. And in this case, the cone driver is a perfect match in the development that we made with that, with the mid-high frequency driver. It's going down to 60 Hertz -3. One of the outstanding features that it's compared to existing designs is that we have a coaxial arrangement, so it's very coherent, not only in the on-axis but also particularly in the off-axis range, where the time alignment is perfect because they're coaxially arranged. Another big advantage of this system is that you're able to rotate the horn within the cabinet with increments of 5 degrees, so it's 0, -5, -10, or 0, +5, +10 degrees, which makes installation much easier, and you don't have to turn the whole cabinet to get to the critical listening area. Another advantage of the system over existing designs is that it's fully passive. You can run this whole system, this one cabinet, from 1 amp channel. In fact, you can run up to 3 modules from 1 amp channel. So that's quite efficient in terms of power amplification. And it don't sacrifice on the sound quality, because the passive filter that we use is very simple. Because of the resistive impedance, the resistive load that the Pro Ribbon has, it means that it has a completely flat impedance response, so we don't need to do any corrections in the passive filter. So it's a very short signal path and makes a very efficient system layout. The system is sealed, so the low frequency drivers are in a sealed box. We added some volume to be able to even run it down below 60 Hertz and take a -3 dB point below 60, or even get to 50 or even lower. So it's a fairly full range system, but it's up to the system that you're designing. You can run from 80 Hertz down to the subwoofers, or you can run it full range, as you can hear in the demo room. And you can select up to 4 columns, or you can even create 10 columns. We have theaters, we have Broadway applications, we have House of Worship that utilize the same technology, all the way up to 10, 12 units. So it's a very tall line source column. No info yet on the website, but it's coming. crmsQ is what it's all about. Last thing that I forgot to mention, the high frequency driver is available in both an 80-degree horizontal dispersion as well as 110. So you can select on the left and the right for the 80 and use the center channel on 110 degree for a very wide dispersion. I'd like to preview something that we're not officially introducing yet at this show. However, it's been quite a long time in the making and a long time in the requesting from clients and dealers alike. It's what we call amplified loudspeaker controller platform. It's called the Director. It's a multi-channel setup, and we spent a lot of time in developing it. Not so much in getting 8 channels together in a box, but we wanted to establish a platform for which we can fan out in different models, different configurations. The ALC terminology is something we've been using from the beginning of Alcons. Every Alcons system needs to be run from an ALC, amplified loudspeaker controller. It means it's a DSP-based controller with amplification modules on board. People can know us from the Sentinel, that's a bit of the Evolution platform. It will still continue, still go on, still be used for the applications. However, for installation, we came up with a platform that has a lower cost per channel, maintains the sound quality of all the drive engines, and contains all the presets and all the preset configurations. So it's an 8 in, 8 out matrix, 96 kilohertz native processing, and you can run all the way up to 192 kilohertz inputs, digital inputs. Audio over IP modules are to be expected, and more info soon in this theater near you. So thank you for watching the video and the explanations and products and the demos and the Alcons audio experience in the immersive surround market. If you have any questions, you can shoot us an email, info@alconsaudio.us or info@alconsaudio.com. You can visit our website, alconsaudio.com, or specifically crms.info for more information on the CRMS series and some background info on the Pro Ribbon technology. Thank you very much.